Okay, buddy, so if we look at the setup, like I say, just a little bit further from the ball at address, just to get a little bit more kind of tip. That will help your shoulders now swing a little bit steeper. So rather than your shoulders sort of swinging too level here, if we drew a line across your shoulders, top of the back, so there'll be a little bit more on that tilt, okay? Focus now in terms of the swing on that turn, though. Again, elbows we can see are kind of splaying and not really much wrist. At this point now, the club and the arm and the hand are all kind of in line here back to the camera. And then when you start hinging, now it's coming more in your left elbows, left arm, as you can, or left elbow. So yeah, and then as you get to the top of the backswing, elbows are splayed. Quite a big separation there in terms of kind of that. So it's keeping those arms in terms of the takeaway. So the practice now for you, if we go back to the start here, okay? So moving the club away, so your arms there are more together, sort of in the similar kind of position they started with. As you hinge the wrist, you can see the club now is above your head, but the lead arm now is maintaining some width, okay? So in practice, you're doing it really, really well. As you then get to the top of the backswing, obviously the length of backswing is going to be shorter here, but generally speaking, a pretty good position there now, okay? And then back to the golf ball. As we then go through into the normal swing when the ball gets in the way, okay? Elbow still staying good there, okay? Good hinge of the wrist, and the lead arm is staying nice and extended, okay? As we get to about here, this is where just kind of, I guess, a bit of lack of awareness and control of the club. Your elbows still then splay a little bit, and we go a bit too far. Yeah, that club now disappearing above your head there, coming back down over here somewhere, yeah? So that's kind of lost a little bit of control. You see how wide your elbows are there now? If I was to pinch those elbows in here to there, the club would then come back up here somewhere. You couldn't bend the club down there with your elbows where they should be, okay? And as you come back to the golf ball, because the backswing was better, let's look at this direction of that club into the golf ball, okay? So the shaft here now we can see kind of coming from here. Next frame now, that club is working nicely from the inside, hitting that golf ball, yeah? Whereas this one, when the club was coming back down, you dump it over the top. Look at the difference in the shaft there. It's outside the golf ball, yeah? You're throwing the club out to in. That's not a very powerful way to, I mean, think about sort of punching someone. You're going to punch someone that way. If you sort of punch as a glancing blow, it's going to just go across their face and not really do much damage at all, yeah? So the club is swinging too far this way. Your contact's going to be compromised. As you can see in this one, sort of just top it to the left. Whereas this one, fairness to you, all those lines. Club going on a decent line. We can see that ball. Look at the strike there. That ball's blurring pretty good, isn't it, yeah? And then through to target, balls hitting the screen up here somewhere, yeah? Through to a good finish position, balls away like a bat out of hell, kind of staying there, 120, 130, wherever that 9-iron was going, okay? It's working on that elbow and that hinge of the wrist. So it's kind of, to summarise it in a sort of a smaller sort of nutshell, okay? Obviously, you're tilting over the ball more at setup, which will help your body rotate better. But we're trying to hinge the wrists and keep the elbows in. They kind of go hand in hand. I think if you keep your elbows in, the wrists will be able to hinge well and you won't be able to go so far. But it's going to be certainly some practice there, doing some movements here now where you feel that club. What you could use potentially, just thinking of size-wise, could probably stick, and I'm guessing not being a boxer, I wouldn't know for definite, put a boxing glove in your arms there. That would roughly be about the size we're looking for. Yeah. And maybe if you've got the string that tie that around your neck, maybe, I don't know. You could sort of create some sort of device there just to get the sensation of the arms working back a bit more pinched in, okay? I think head cover's a bit long and a bit they're hard at one and they soften it, but at least the boxing gloves can have a bit more of a structure to it. Okay. It might work, okay? I mean, generally speaking, the ones you see on tour with the tours, like a mitre size 5 football, the little kid footballs, you get the tiny ones that kids go kick around with. So boxing glove wouldn't be too far off that. I wouldn't have thought. I had a bit more give maybe to push in. So yeah, maybe it's a bit of a sort of secondary use for a boxing glove you could use if you got obviously one to hand. So get that sensation, the elbows are staying there. Because once you go here, if you kept it there, they're fine. But now your elbows go wee, and they just splay. That right elbow just sort of keeps going back and sort of doing this, yeah? Okay, mate?
Yeah, no worries.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Very good, mate. I've got to say, some good progression there with that. It's just a question of just putting those practice swings where you think, and then when the ball's there, you just hit. Okay. If you find someone on the golf course, go, I'm thinking what we're doing, you're doing it wrong, yeah? You've got to step away from the shot, make your practice swings, do all these movements where you sort of swing back, check where you want to go, check these positions, and when you step in the golf ball, just hit it, yeah? Don't overthink the shot during the swing. Okay, mate?
Yeah, no, wicked.
Very good.